going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we got some pretty interesting information on how originally Marvel were unhappy with Insomniacs' decisions when it does come down to Spider-Man PS4. Now, I also want to talk about something for the sequel at the end of the video, but diving into this stuff first and foremost, right? You can only imagine the stress and I guess the amount of headaches the team had got when it comes down to, developing this game, because of course Marvel are the big dogs and without them or their approval, nothing is going ahead. So you can imagine, right, creating such a great story and then Marvel tell you, hell no, this cannot happen, and then of course you just have to work around that. You have absolutely no choice, even if the decision you make after that is possibly just going to ruin the story or you can't think of anything else better to replace it with. It could really show. So in a nutshell, this information came from the actor on a podcast called the Game Zone podcast, I believe, and he revealed that Marvel didn't want Insomniacs to kill Aunt May. So of course they went through a lot of stress with this, but over time then they decided to give Insomniac Games the green light. Now, just a quick little stoppage here, right? When it comes down to the suits, you can again just imagine. I know we talk about this Raimi suit stuff, right? But I mean, legal stuff and all that. Jesus, I could not imagine where you would even begin to go along with that stuff. I mean, imagine having so many people come at you and you flat out cannot give that because Marvel say no. So, I mean, wow, it really is just a, an eye-opener, I guess. To some extent, it makes sense though, because if you were to kill, such an important character, in this case being Aunt May, it could really take a turn in the game, and it is Insomniac's first Spider-Man game as well. So now when they're working on the sequel, which we hope is actually in development, all these things I'm gonna assume are gonna carry over, into the next game. But at the same time, I guess it was a good decision because it really hit you in the damn feels. I mean, there is nothing else about that. And just a quick little reminder, or a spoiler, which you shouldn't be a spoiler because it's 4 months down the line now, but of course Peter Parker was in that difficult choice to use the little bit of curing serum to save Aunt May, who was dying as a result of the Devil's Breath, or of course keep the serum so it can be duplicated to save lives of loads of people in the city. But if Peter Parker chose that, which he did, of course Aunt May dies, but if he didn't, of course she doesn't have enough time to wait for the sample to be duplicated. So yeah, it's one of those things. It really is one of those things, and it's going to be interesting to see now in the sequel, of course, because I mean, everyone important to some extent is gone, but it really made that story a whole lot more interesting and emotional, man. It really hits you in the damn feels. Now, you guys get in the comment section below and let me know what you think of that. If Aunt May wasn't to die in this, what do you think, could have possibly happened? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving on to the second thing, I just want to throw in this video, right? Because I've been seeing it around, and it's a lot of people doing custom races in Spider-Man PS4. And I thought this is really cool to have an option possibly in the sequel where you can make custom races for yourself, right? So you can make your own checkpoints and, like, I don't know, the narrowest of alleyways or whatever it is, or just under bridges, having to zoom through little holes, anything, right? But kind of having that, creativity to yourself to make a custom race that then maybe just yourself can play, or you can, send out to others. I think that would be really cool. Just a small idea, hence why I wanted to throw it in this video, so you guys let me know what you think on that as well. But that's gonna wrap up this one here, so of course subscribe if you haven't already for more awesome content, and until the next one, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.